it's Ellen from Rent Roll Starter here, appearing to talk to you about the fourth category of social posts. But before we get started, I just want to remind you that this week is all about the 5 categories of social posts and how to use them to grow your rent roll during this crisis. Because I think we can all admit that we need to be on social media right now, but the messaging that we need to have on social media is very different to the messaging that we've had before. Now, before I get too carried away, I'm just going to do a quick check to make sure that I am appearing live the way I should be and that you can see and hear me. Give me 1 second. But I think it's just getting a little bit more challenging at the moment to come up with what it is we need to be posting right at the moment. And also, I think it's also hard because everything's changing constantly. So we want to be really sensitive to what is going on in the pandemic at the moment, and we don't want to miss out on anything, any opportunities on social. Sorry, I'm just checking that you can see me. Yes, you can. Awesome. So we want to be sensitive to what's going on out there, but we also don't want to miss out on the opportunities that are out there right at the moment. So it's just about finding a balance right now. So we've spoken about 3 categories out of the 5 over the last couple of days, and today's category number 4. And the 4th category is advantage. Advantage is the advantage of working with you instead of somebody else. So this is about showing why people would have a better experience working with you than anyone else, as opposed to telling. Because especially right now, people don't want you just talking about how awesome you are. They want to actually see in action what it would be like working with you. Because if you can show them, that's so much more effective than telling them. Now, if you're joining me live, pop a little comment below and let me know where in Australia or New Zealand you are joining me from, because I'm curious. Also, if you're watching the replay, pop a comment below, let me know where you're joining me from so I can see. So we need to focus on highlighting the advantage of working with you without being too salesy, without being too self-absorbed, without seeming like we're just showing off. Because people are not looking for that right now. They're looking for someone they can trust right now, because people are stressed and worried. So they want to make sure that they can trust you. They don't want to be sold to right now, but they are looking for help. So it's about finding that balance. So let's talk about how you can show the advantage of working with you as opposed to just telling people about the advantage of working with you. So I've got a little list in front of me about some of the things that you can do to show those advantages. So think about your Facebook and your Instagram stories, because stories are just those little sneak peeks that you can show that are usually a little bit more casual than your regular, more curated posts, because they're supposed to be a little bit more off the cuff, and also they go away in 24 hours, so they're not on your feed forever. But you can use Instagram or Facebook stories as a way of showing a little sneak peek of properties that are yet to come on the market. Now here's where this shows the advantage of working with you. If you're doing little sneak peeks, now obviously the cool thing is that potential tenants get to see that, and that's awesome, helps you lease properties faster. But what it does for your potential landlords is it shows them what you're doing, and if they worked with you, what they would have access to. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, because it helps you lease properties faster, but it also helps show the advantage of working with you. One of the other things that you can do to fall into this category of advantage is behind the scenes stuff. Everyone loves behind the scenes stuff, because this is where you're showing how things are done. It's showing how working with you will be so much more advantageous than working with someone else. But showing the behind the scenes stuff of how it's going on, what you're doing when no one else is around, that's super useful. People love seeing that. Surely I'm not the only one who likes seeing what goes on behind the scenes in other businesses. I love that stuff. And I love that it helps me understand what's going on behind the closed doors. And when I see that, and when I'm seeing how the team is interacting with each other, how they're planning things, how they're preparing to serve their customers, that makes me want to be a customer. So this is a great opportunity for you to show rather than tell the advantage of working with you. You see what I'm saying? One of the other things that you can be doing, one of the other posts you can do to fall into this category is sharing, tips and hacks and that sort of stuff. So that can be either in the form of a great big long blog article, sharing advice, or it can be in the form of a little quick tip that you made pretty inside Canva. So it doesn't have to be long, it can be long, and sometimes long form stuff performs really, really well while people are spending more time on social media. But you should test the two and probably do a little bit of both. Do some long form, some blogging, some longer articles, but then also do those little quick tips as well, where you've just got, a quick question, quick answer, or a little one-liner tip that you've made look pretty inside Canva. And then also one of the other things you can be sharing that really highlights the advantage of working with your agency is meet the team. So introducing different members of your team, and not just once, like reintroducing different members of your team again and again, because if people get to see who it is that's working behind the scenes on your property or on their property, that helps highlight the advantage of working with you and your team. So it doesn't matter whether you are a one-man band, one-woman band, and you are the team. It's a huge advantage for a lot of people. Or whether it means that you've got a couple of people who work with you. That's also a huge advantage. You can highlight that so much with these types of posts. Because what you want to be doing is focusing on ways that you can show how great you are rather than telling how great you are. See the difference? You want to show it rather than just say we're awesome, we're the best, because that doesn't work as well, especially in today's market. People need to see proof, and of course social proof like reviews, testimonials, case studies works like a charm. People want to see other real people who can vouch for the fact that you are worth working with. But then showing all of this other stuff as well, showing how you're doing things, showing the people on your team and what they are doing, sharing advice, tips, hacks, are really, really great ways to show the advantage of working with you as opposed to telling the advantage of working with you. Now, if you need more help with your social media, we have opened up enrollments into the Content Club just for April, because I keep hearing that we're all struggling to come up with what to post in April. So we've put together a social media plan for you in April. We've given you 2 pre-written blogs. We've got pre-written social captions. We've got photo ideas so that you've got 3 ideas for every post about what sort of photo to include, because sometimes you're like, what on earth am I supposed to include with this post? So we actually give you ideas on what to include in the post. So I've popped a link in the comment below. Come and join us inside the April Social Media Content Club. You can stay just for April, you can stay for longer if you want, but we just wanted to make that available for you. And also join earlier in April, because we've got posts for Easter for this weekend that are a little bit different, that are a bit different because of the pandemic. We've got all sorts of posts that have been designed. In actual fact, quite a few of the posts have 2 different versions. We've got one version for if we are still completely social distancing as we are. We've also got another version if we're not quite distancing as much. I think it looks like we probably will be in April, but just in case, we've given you a few different versions of a few different posts for April, just in case, because you just don't know what's going on. Like, every day is different. And so we are making a few updates and changes to the Content Club throughout April if you decide to join us, so that you've got really up-to-date content for your social media strategy. So we'd love to see you in there if you need more help. So be sure to tune in tomorrow, where we talk about the 5th category in the 5 categories of social posts so that you can be using these 5 categories as part of your posting strategy even in this pandemic, because people are on social media more than ever and you want to make the most of that. So I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.